to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Good evening, everyone. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a happy holidays. Welcome everybody to Reform Gangsters Podcast Live. If you like the content, please subscribe. So tonight, with Christmas right around the corner, tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I've been getting a lot of questions about, my Christmases, in the home of a wise guy. And my earliest memories of Christmas, Christmas Eve was always was like my favorite day, even as I got older. So we had a tradition in my house back then when we were little kids, and like December 21st or 22nd, we would go, my brother and I would go with my father. He would take us every Christmas to get the tree. We always had a live tree. And even then, as a little kid, I knew things were different because we would go to this one place on Rockaway Boulevard across the street from Andy's Bar. Later on, it became a car lot. And we would go there. And when we went there, the guys that ran the place were like paying so much attention to my father. And I remember the smell of it because they would be burning pines in the barrels and they would be burning stuff in the barrels. And a couple of years it snowed, and I always loved it. And in there were all the Christmas lights, and we would pick a Christmas tree out and we would bring it home, and my father would put it in the stand with an aspirin in the stand. So the branches would fall in. And on Christmas Eve, we decorated it every Christmas Eve, all of us. But my father used to come home late on Christmas Eve, and I never knew where he went until I got older. He would go out in the morning and come back in the night, and he would come back in the night, and we would eat the fish dinner that my mother made, and then we would decorate the tree. This is when I was little. That Christmas Eve evolved into other things. So when we were little, that's how Christmas Eve went. We would decorate the tree, and then we would go to sleep and wake up, and the stuff would be in the tree. And there was no internet back then, and people ask, how did you know what toys to get? There was commercials. We always watched TV. We only had a couple of channels, but we watched all the shows that were on. Let's Have Fun. We were, Captain Kangaroo. And all them shows had commercials, and so we got whatever kid got, bicycles and stuff like that. And as we got older, we would get new baseball mitts on Christmas time. My father would buy me and my brother new baseball gloves, basketballs, footballs, spikes, and stuff like that. Stuff kids get. We didn't need the internet to know what toys we wanted. Somebody asked me if we ever went Christmas caroling. We never did that. I used to go to church with my grandmother, and then when I got a little older, I would go to church with my friends. We would go to midnight mass on Christmas Eve. I never left cookies out for Santa Claus. Neither did my father. We never went sleigh riding. We didn't do none of that. I did get a G.I. Joe. I remember that. It says here, G.I. Joe. I did get that. The food was great. It was always fish. As I got older, and I finally figured out, knew where my father was going on Christmas Eve, because then I actually started participating with him. And we would go out in the day, and we would go to the club or to his bar, Bulldogs, before he opened up Cafe Liberty. And a lot of guys would come. Guys would come from all over the city and bring him envelopes. There was guys that used to come only on Christmas time to bring him envelopes. And he would collect a lot of money, him and Tony, a lot of money. A lot of money. And then they would go in the back room and they would whack up the money, the two of them, and they'd make an envelope. And then we'd all go to the Ravenite. Me, my old man, Tony Lee, a couple of my friends, Lenny, Nicky, all his friends. We would all go in a couple of cars and we'd go to the Ravenite. And, we'd see on Neil and everybody there for Christmas. And they would give him an envelope for Christmas. And it was very festive. Everybody was happy. It was just a great day. It was really a good day, even though, I was with all these crazy people, and then we would go home. And when we started doing that, he would have this guy, Peanuts, would come by the house. He was a great cook. And he would come in the morning by my house and he would cook fish all day. And because my old man used to go to the Fulton Fish Market because the mob had control of the Fulton Fish Market. And he would come home with boxes, crates of fish, all different kinds of fish. And this guy, Peanuts, Rockefort, he would cook all the fish, and we would have a big feast. And And it was a nice time of the year. I miss it. I miss the Christmas Eves. I miss them. And then Christmas Day, we'd always go by a relative's house. We would stay home. We would go. When I was a kid, we would go by my grandmother's, and then when she passed away, we'd go by my aunts or my Uncle Sonny's, or they would come by us. But Christmas Day was always went by somebody's house, a relative's house, so they would come by us. Christmas Eve, we would just stay home, and after we ate, guys would come to my father's house, to our house, and hang out and drink with my old man, and it was just a very festive time. Even though we were criminals. So I got some questions coming in. Was Freddie No Nose or Fat Andy's brother? That's all bullshit. My father never had a brother named Mo Black. I don't even know why they put that in Goodfellas after they said my father's name. I don't know nothing about that. Let's see what else we got. From Robert, Lafayette, Indiana. I don't know. I can't even read that. What's happening, brother? Nothing's happening. Just get ready for Christmas. Christopher Hudson. Hey, brother. How you doing, Christopher? Lee Simpson. Hey, Anthony from Scotland. Hey, hello, Scotland. Welcome aboard. Merry Christmas. Christopher, Merry Christmas to you. Another top Tony. Happy Merry Christmas to you. But Robert Brown, you should get Gene on here. Gene's my cousin. I will have him on the show soon. Evolution, best mob channel on YouTube. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Patrick Brenner, 6 years Wednesday. Greetings from Island A. Congratulations on 6 years clean. That's a big accomplishment. Did Joe Piney really shake down Xmas tree sellers? No. I don't know about Joe Piney, but I know Tony Lee, my old man, had all the Christmas tree spots in Ozone Park in East New York. And then when they, after them, Skinny Dom had it. Tony Clark, hey, Anthony, hope you are well. Just to say Merry Christmas to you. Hey, thank you. Thanks, Tony. Merry Christmas to you. Waiting for some more stuff to come in. From Francesco, happy holidays. The same to you. Luciano, here's to you, Luciano. Hope 2024 brings you more blessings. Thank you. The same to you. Miss Nicole, good evening from Cleveland, Ohio. Merry Christmas, all. Merry Christmas, Nicole. How are you? Matt Springer, happy holidays, Anthony. The same to you, Matt. Merry Christmas. Did I know from Pasquale? Did I know Little Dom? Yeah, I did. I knew Little Dom. Yes, I did know him. Waiting for some more questions. I don't know if you could see my Christmas tree. You could see my Christmas tree. There's my Christmas tree. Surprised my cat ain't jumping up here yet. She usually pays me a visit. There's another one, Francesco. We only have Michael Francis, Anthony, and others, but Sammy will resume Q&A in 2024. I hope so. Matt Springer, 2.5 years clean hair, Anthony. Thank you. Congratulations, Matt. Keep up the good work a day at a time. Make the most of it. Hey, sir, love your stuff. Merry Christmas from Mike. You are very sincere and a great storyteller. What kind of gifts would your dad receive for Christmas? Anything flashy, watches? Mostly money, some jewelry, watches, yeah, tie clips, gold tie clips, because back then they wore tie clips. I remember him getting a couple of those. Nice watches. but mostly money. From T, did I know Hank the Bank? Yeah, I did. I knew Hank the Bank very, very well. He was one of the first casualties of the Colombo War with Vic Arena. He was one of the first guys. I think he was actually the first guy to get murdered. But I knew Hank the Bank really well. I met him through Tommy Flash. He was a very, very good friend of ours. He was a nice guy. I liked him a lot. Hank the Bank. Merry Christmas to Chris. And I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Stay safe, stay healthy. Have a good night.